Yo, what's up, my guys? It's me, Town-Rida. I know it's been a while. I got a fun video for us today. We're gonna be making some rice cooker curry. Super simple, delicious, and it's just an awesome meal. So what you're gonna need is this is my buddy. This is Julian. Get out of here. You're so cute. Is you're gonna need a curry block. This is what I'm going for. I always say this in all the rice cooker curry videos. This is one of the most popular brands people use. I'm going with chicken thighs today. You can use whatever meat you want. There's all types of meats you can use. Curry's kind of like a canvas, so you can kind of do what you want with it. I've used chicken, I've used beef, both amazing, but going for thighs today. I'm going to be using some carrots. I got red and green chili, just some simple seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. I'm going to be using some bone broth, some chicken bone broth. I'm going to be using some potatoes, some onions, a pear, some garlic, and ginger. So that's everything we're going to need, as well as our rice cooker. And yeah, I think let's just get right to it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm just going to prep everything. So I'm going to cube up my carrots and my potato and pretty much, just cut everything, put it in a bowl, and then just have everything ready to be thrown into the pot. So yeah, just going to start by peeling some potato and carrot. Alright, once we have those peeled, now we're just going to cut them up into sizes that are about yay big. So I'm kind of going for chunks like this. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to my aromatics. So my onion, my ginger, and my chili. I like to kind of dice these up a little finer, and we kind of want those pieces to look like this. You don't have to cut them this fine. There's all different types of ways you can cut things for texture purposes or whatnot, but this is just how I like to cut them. I'm actually going to put the onions in a separate bowl and these in their own bowl for now. Almost forgot about the pear. You're going to want to cut these into slices. This is going to disintegrate as we cook our curry, and it's just going to give our curry a little bit of sweetness to balance out the savoriness. Alright, so next is the thighs. Real simple. We're just going to cut these into cubes like so. We're kind of looking for chunks around this size, and now we're just gonna throw some oil on here and season it up. Alright, so our chicken is evenly coated in salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. You could probably skip the onion and garlic powder if you don't happen to have it, but I kind of like the way it tastes, so leaving it in there. And now we should be ready to begin cooking our curry. So I have a little prep station going on here. Just preheating my rice cooker. And then we're gonna kind of do this in order. We're first going to brown our chicken, make sure it's brown all the way around. And then we're gonna add our aromatics. I'm gonna start with the garlic, the ginger, and the chilies first, and then do the onions. And then once those are browned, we're gonna basically just cover it with liquid, put in our vegetables and our meat, and then we're gonna cover it up with the curry roux on top. Alright, so we're gonna start by browning our chicken. I'm gonna have to do multiple batches, but I don't really mind. So we don't have to cook the chicken all the way through. Let's see, how are these looking? So we're rendering some fat out, which is awesome. We're going to be cooking with that fat. I wouldn't necessarily call these brown, but honestly, I'm kind of okay with this because these are going to cook in the curry anyway. So I'm going to take these out. Alright, so the chicken's browned, and we're about to do one of my favorite things when it comes to making curry, and that's sauteing the garlic and the aromatics. And we're going to be you know, browning it in all this chicken fat. Alright, so garlic wise, probably gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do a tablespoon, just a nice thick tablespoon. Then we're gonna add our ginger and our frickin' chilies. Give that a little mix, let that brown up, and then we'll add our onion. The reason I love this part so much is because the smell of garlic and ginger together, oh my god. Oh, it's just such an amazing smell. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with this. Stirred it a couple of times, and I think this is browned enough. So now I'm just going to dump in my onions. It seems like we're using a lot of onions, but I'm hoping these reduce more than I think they will. And yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I'm satisfied with how much my onions have reduced. So now we're ready to put the rest of our ingredients in here. So I have my curry block ready. I've already broken it up into a few pieces. I got my chicken, I got my my vegetables and pear, and I have my bone broth. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna dump these veggies in here, just like so. Guess it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. But I'm gonna pour in my meat. Alright, so once that's all in there, we're gonna take our stock and we're gonna fill it until it almost covers everything, just about. Probably gonna use this whole container, I imagine. Alright, now I'm gonna just give this a little mix. I'll actually mix this off camera real quick. Alright, so mixed everything the best I could. Wipe off my camera. And now we're just gonna add our curry, our roux. We're just gonna kind of place it around in some random spots, kind of spread it around. Could have broken this up a little better beforehand, but that's okay. And I think I'm satisfied with that. So I'm just gonna kind of pat this down a little bit. You don't really have to. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Anyways, so now we're ready to just start cooking it. So I'm gonna close it and I'm just gonna reset my rice cooker. I'm on the white rice setting. I'm gonna hit start, and this is gonna take like maybe 15 to 25 minutes tops. So it's been about 10-ish minutes, and I was kind of starting to boil over a little bit. I think I used a little too much liquid, and I also kind of forgot to account for the moisture that will be released from the carrots and potatoes as they cook. So I'm just gonna give this a quick stir, and I'm gonna keep on it every minute or two, just make sure that nothing crazy is happening. Alright, so we are pretty much done. This has been going on for about 20 minutes or so. A good way to check if you're done is kind of dig around for a potato or carrot piece, and if you're fork tender, that means you're probably good. You can let it go a little longer if you'd like, if you want it a little mushier or however you want your texture to be. But there's one more step I'm going to do before taking this out. Right here I have a little cornstarch and water mix. This will help the curry thicken up a little bit more. You could just let this reduce, but I don't want to overcook the carrots or the potatoes, so just gonna add roughly about a tablespoon of this cornstarch slurry mix. Give that a good mix, and then just let it do its thing. We're probably not gonna notice too much of a thickness difference tonight. We're really gonna see that tomorrow, which is when curry is probably at its best, or really any soup in general. Soup and curry, always better the next day. But anyways, just make sure you mix this up real well. And I'm going to turn off the heat right now, and I'm probably gonna pull this bowl out and let it rest on our wood cutting board. Alright guys, I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. This is kind of what we're looking at. So I got a little bit of rice here. I'm just gonna put a little of this furikake on here, which is like seaweed and salt, and this happens to have some kimchi in it as well. And then I'm trying to do this one-handed and clean as possible. I'm gonna take a nice scoop. Put it right in there. Try to make sure I get a bite of everything in here. Alright, here we go. I think presentation could have been a little better. But anyways, I'm gonna sprinkle some green onion on top. And yeah, let's get to it. What's up guys? I'm ready. So yeah, let's just dig in. I've been so hungry. Just gonna go for some rice first. Alright. Let's get a solid bite here. Cheers. My God. That's so good. So good every time, man. The carrots and the potatoes cook perfectly. Not too soft, but not too raw. The chicken thigh just falls apart. So I don't see any pear pieces, so hopefully they disintegrated. Didn't look like all of them did, which that's usually what happens when I do curry. Oh man, this meal is so simple. It's so good. It's cheap. Oh. Man. Oh my God. It's really not that hot. The chilies and the red peppers, or the red and green chilies, were definitely a must. I think I should have added a few more. But goddamn. With winter coming up, it's like a perfect meal. You just whip it out. It's crazy how flavorful it is for like no effort. Oh man. The kimchi flakes are actually, they're so good. Holy hell. It's so satisfying. Oh, damn. Dude, those fucking pinky flakes are crazy good. My God. There aren't many meals that go harder than this. Oh my God. Oh. I've made